How then folks, welcome to the TIE Fighter, in fact, meets today. I've had some serious problems with Kat trying to get it started, which is a real pain over the weekend. It meant that she missed a show, and also because I haven't managed to sort it yet, she's missing out on coming down and meeting some cars today for filming. But this is my Honda CRX, it's my daily, and it does a fantastic job at that. But today we're going to go and see two cars, two separate videos rolling over a couple of weeks, so make sure to watch out for my next episode as well. Today we're going to go and see a fella called Michael, who's got a very nice Golf GTI Mark II Special. I've seen this car at a couple of the Southwest Classic Car Club shows at Hanley Farm Shop. Videos all on my channel, go check them out at some stage if you'd like to. But also when I went to Retro Rides Gathering, you might have noticed I had a bit of a soft spot for a VW Golf. I did own one in the past, just while Natalie was off the road some years ago, a red 5-door Mark I. It was a really nice little car and probably one of the biggest regrets of selling a car that I've had. Also my oldest brother had them, quite a few of them while I was growing up, including a 3-door Mark II GTI 16 valve, which was in lovely condition. He had that for quite a few years. So there is a bit of a soft spot there. They're an absolutely fantastic car. And this one is a very, very nice example, being a late produced special model, makes it quite a rarity as well. I'm going to crack on, go and meet up and see this VW Golf Mark II GTI Special. Roll the intro. VW, a renowned company, but also the Golf, a very renowned car. Pretty much the pinnacle in a lot of people's minds of build quality, reliability, fun car to drive and all that sort of stuff. Started out with the Mark I, which came in to replace the VW Beetle in about 1974, I believe. Quite a few different iterations of that, and I had a little 1 litre, I think it was called a Formal E, which is a 5-door economy model, had 4 gears, and the last one was even called E rather than 4. But that was a really nice little car, to be honest, and it would be worth a hell of a lot of money now, much more than I sold it for years and years ago. They carried on with the Mark I up to a 1.6 litre GTI, which was one of the real figureheads of the Golf series, and nowadays obviously you see it out there as a proper classic. Mark II came along 1983 and it built on its already amazing reputation and its popularity around the world. Loads and loads of different versions of this, and they actually continue making the Mark I Cabriolet because they didn't make a Mark II and things like that, so there's a few crossover points which are quite interesting cars. The Mark II went on to produce a 1.8 litre GTI in both 8-valve and 16-valve options, and between the Mark I and the Mark II GTIs, it really has bought them a name for themselves in terms of making small, fast, hot hatches. And realistically, with them, with the XR2s and things like that, they have formed the hot hatches that we know and love today. So as well as making these cars, they produced towards the end of the line a special version. And Mike will tell us a little bit more about that when we get there and chat to him about it and his car. But they've also made different versions, including a G60, which was a supercharged model, a VR6 in the Mark III, and then the R32s in the later models, which are all kind of V6 powered. There's quite a few synchros across the way where it uses a 4-wheel drive system as well. So there's loads and loads of stuff you can do to these cars. But that also means there's quite a lot of modified versions. So there's a lot of people out there that tune these and change them, which obviously I'm doing to the Capri. Your car, your rules. It does mean that these examples do become slightly rarer. As I said, today we're going to go and see a special, and I'm going to let Michael explain in a mo all about that. So we're almost there now, a couple of minutes away, but I'll catch up with you guys in 2 seconds. So we made it to the meeting spot. This is Michael, and this is a very special Mark II GTI. So we're going to have a quick chat about the car in a moment, but first of all, over to you in terms of why classic cars? Why do you like classic cars?
Tough question, actually.
Yeah.
Why do you like classic cars? It's something I've kind of grown up with. A Golf was one of my first friend's cars.
Yeah,
something
nice,
I liked
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Something I always admired. Something that he threw money at, as you do in that kind of boy racer type way.
Yeah,
Always admired it as a car. Thought, oh, it's quite a nice car, Golf GTI.
Were you driving at that point?
Shortly after.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
passed
yeah.
first. A car I always admired. A car
Yeah.
I'd always liked. It's just,
I think having a friend or brother or relative or something just a bit older than you getting a
does.
car puts that car in that
does.
position, doesn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So what was your first foray into classic cars. In fact, what was your first car then? If you were
My first car was a Mark 1 Fiesta.
oh, nice.
Yeah, bought it for £500.
Yeah, should have kept it for.
Yeah. we could go on about that for a long time. There's a lot of cars I should have kept.
Yeah.
And it was in a very fetching terracotta.
Yeah.
Terracotta, and it was wasn't a Pop Plus. It was just an L. But it was a lovely car, 957. I absolutely loved that car.
Yeah.
It had that lovely old car stink.
Yeah. That we all love nowadays.
Yes, you do. You get back in, and all these old cars smell similar.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the old plastics, it's the old fabric. They all kind of stink, but in a lovely way.
Yeah, definitely. So, is there more interesting cars
More interesting cars.
after your Fiesta? Was there?
Yes, yeah. I've had a catalogue of awful cars. I've had a. I then I think progressed on to a 309.
Yeah.
What did I have after that? I can't recall.
No.
There's been many cars.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I seem to have customised each one in a bad way.
Yeah. So this love of golfs came from your.
It came from my friend and
Your
his
friend.
Golf.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And then many after that. So this is my fifth Golf. Fifth or
Okay,
sixth
nice.
Golf
Yeah,
now. They've all been 8 valves. They've all been 3 doors. Something
Yeah.
about the car in the era. It's a friendly group of people
Yeah.
that own Golfs. And it's just nice to keep them on the road.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I always have a bit of a smile on my face when I'm
Yes.
coming to see a Golf. So, what spec is this Golf in? It's a GTI.
This is a GTI, but it's a GTI special.
Yeah.
So it's obviously left-hand drive, as you may have noticed.
Yeah.
Imported from Romania and spent a bit of time in France as well. So it has tinted glass, it has the BBS wheels, it has rainbow trim,
Yeah.
it has a dark headliner, it has the tinted rear clusters, it has central
Yeah.
locking, it has power steering. All things, to be honest, you'd expect on a newer Golf.
Yeah.
It was the sort of the first Golf to have all this kit thrown at it. But this
Yeah.
is just before the big bumper Golfs. So they had a couple of
Okay.
years of
Yeah,
big
yeah.
bumper
So
Golfs.
it's a changeover.
That's right. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
threw everything at this model
Yeah.
in Europe. So it had all the things that would become available as
Yeah.
optional extras on the big bumper Golfs.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. Nice.
You could only buy them in Europe.
Yeah.
So you could then buy it in Europe and then ship it across.
Yeah, I
You couldn't,
see, yeah.
You couldn't order it in the UK
Yeah.
at all.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is getting up there with probably one of the rarest Golfs there is.
I'd like to think so. Scrappy, but rare.
we don't mind a little bit scrappy.
Oh,
that's
it's
for sure.
quite a lot
There's
scrappy.
Work to be done is always fun. That's the fun
It
bit.
is. It's one of those things about classic cars. It's an ongoing project.
Yeah,
Constantly.
yeah.
You're never on top of it. It's presentable enough, especially at this distance.
Yeah. I think it's presentable enough from close up as well, especially
Very
compared
kind of you to say
to my
that.
Capri. Crikey. So you think you know of 3 or 4 right-hand drive
That's right.
versions?
Yes.
Were the imported ones?
That's right.
Early days, and then this might well be one of the only ones.
I'm not
in the
aware
UK.
of another left-hand
Yeah.
drive special. No, not in the UK.
That is awesome. That is really, really cool. What we'll do is we're going to jump in, get a couple of moving shots of the Golf, and then I'm going to jump in and we'll have a little bit more of a chat about kind of the other stuff that Michael's been up to with the car on a little drive. So we'll catch you in a minute.
Great.
Righty, then we are in the Golf and going for a little drive just to go and find another photo spot, and we're just chatting about this specific Golf and Michael's ownership of it. So you said you bought it quite a few years ago.
I did, in the classic stupid way. I bought it having had a few drinks on eBay.
Nice.
Didn't go to see it in person. Awful eBay advert. Yes, I think I paid about £620 for the car 6, 7, 8 years ago.
That is, yeah. Well, I say that's good.
It's
But
very good.
Was it good? Was the condition?
Funny you should say that.
Was it just a good job you had some drinks on board?
Very good job. It was a bit of a mess in the end.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was taken to hospital with a medical issue, so I couldn't even pick
crikey.
the car up. He very kindly delivered the car, but then, as we've explained, it's a special edition, so it comes from quite sought after parts.
Yeah.
He then robbed all the serious bits off it, so the seats were taken out, the wheels were taken off.
Oh, you're joking.
No, the interior was taken out, the door cards were taken, and it's kind of agreed, because it went for a lot less than he thought, but I was in hospital, I couldn't really argue it at the time. I was still really pleased with the money I spent, so I thought I'll buy them back from him. He said,
Oh, yeah.
I can't sell them to you. 'Cause
That gets my camera. Right, so after that escapade to go and get my camera back,
He wouldn't sell it to me. He said he wanted too much money. And then when I got out of hospital a week or so later, I went and saw what I'd bought. And yeah, it was a challenge. There was a good ½ inch to an inch thick of filler on the back. Rear panel had been completely fillered. Rust was really, really bad.
so was it structural bits as well, or was it mainly the...
Pretty much everything.
Okay.
Everything important. So the rear end's been replaced, the arches have been replaced, the wings have been replaced, the floor has been replaced, inside sills have been replaced. A lot.
Yeah.
But
That's a fair amount of work, yeah.
It is.
So you've had all of that work done over,
Yes, I have.
over the past kind of 7-8 years or so?
Yes.
You didn't manage to get this interior back off him or anything? This is something you found?
the right interior again,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I had to pay through the nose for it.
So you've just managed to source a lot of the stuff which would be original,
That's right.
special stuff.
Yes, I've got the original brochure,
Yeah.
or graphics of the brochure, and I've gone by that and sourced everything.
Yeah.
And used Google Translate a lot because it was never only a European model.
Yeah.
So all the product and build codes are all in German.
Yeah.
So I had to try and figure out what everything was.
That's a lot of work.
It
been a
was
lot of
really,
work.
yes. It's been a very slow job, enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, it's that is half the fun of owning a classic for a lot of people, isn't it? Is the building and the
That's right.
restoring and keeping up of. When did you get it back on the road?
Just this year, just 2 months ago.
So you've had it 7-8 years, and it's literally
Yes.
been recent. Yeah,
That's right,
So
yeah.
the first show that we met at must have been the first one around about the first one you
It
went
was,
to.
yes.
In here feels so clean, really nice quality interior, and you can see kind of Michael's attention to detail in terms of sourcing those parts. Just makes it feel really original in here, which is absolutely incredible. Well, it's absolutely awesome. As I say, incredible inside. I hope you can see that from the video. But also outside, there's tinkering jobs really. I mean, you keep saying, but I think
loads of tinkering jobs.
I think as owners, we look very critically on our own cars.
we do, probably too critically.
Yeah.
We should meet up more and discuss this sort of thing.
That's it.
We're all in the same boat, aren't we?
That's it. It is exactly that.
It's
yeah,
never complete.
Yeah. So we, I say that all the time about the Capri, just the level of work that's needed to get it up to standard. But a lot of people very complimentary on sort of days out shows in terms of the colour of it, especially, and things like that.
It's a good colour, your car.
It's nice, isn't it?
Isn't the original colour?
No. It's just it's a random eBay purchase. I wasn't drunk at
That's
the time.
things are.
But yeah, when I turned up at the thing, and when I saw the car in the show, you can really see the level of detail on the outside. It's looking really nice. So although there's some tinkering jobs to do, it's definitely
Lots, yes.
It's definitely up there.
Thank you.
It's a really nice drivable condition, isn't
That's
it?
right.
That's where we're.
Yeah, it's presentable on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's never going to win any shows. Paintwork's pretty bad, to be honest, and every panel needs repainting. But
And you were saying because of the colour,
it's a difficult colour
Helios,
to
was it?
That's right, Helios blue.
Helios
It's
blue.
a difficult colour to match.
Yeah.
And a difficult colour to paint. It's purple in some lights. It's
Yeah.
blue in some lights. It's very dark blue in other lights. It's a really nice, different colour, but
Yeah.
difficult to paint.
Yeah. So a few tinkering things to go, but Michael's got it on the road. It's out there and it's at shows, which is absolutely wicked. A couple of other Hanley Farm shows coming up as well, so hopefully
Yeah, looking forward
we'll
to
meet
those.
up and see the
Yeah,
car there as well.
great.
So there's another photo opportunity here. We found a nice little spot, so I'm going to go and grab a couple more of them. So I'll catch up with you in a moment. Michael got the engine after not running for many years. A little bit of tinkering and pretty much a very good service. Had it back and running, but on the clock it's the original engine for the chassis, and on the clock it's up at 250,000 kilometres, so equivalent to about 160,000 miles. Not losing any oil, anything like that. He's had to redo the brake lines, and as I say, a fairly hefty service on the engine. But that is a really good effort for an engine of the age and type, and being sat for so many years. Absolutely cracking. Right, so that's that. We've met Michael, we've met Golfy, the Mark II GTI Special, and what a machine it is too. So just a massive thanks to you for bringing it out today.
Pleasure.
Thanks for coming and showing us the car. It's absolutely beautiful, and you're fairly local to me and go to a couple of the meets as well, so we'll keep an eye on it. And then I think it'd be wicked to do an update in a year or so.
Lovely.
And have a look around, because there's bits and pieces, isn't there, to keep going with.
Loads to do, yes.
And hopefully in a year or two I'll get the ignition sorted on the Capri.
That'd be nice, yeah. Drag it out.
And I'll bring the Capri too.
That would be good.
So yeah, massive thanks to Michael for coming out, and I'll catch you up with you guys in a minute.
Right then, folks, that was TIE Fighter meets Golfy. As we know, Kat isn't along with me today, but we managed to meet up with Michael and his Golf GTI 8-valve special. And it is something special in terms of rarity, in terms of condition, and he's doing a fantastic job. Number one, keeping that thing going, because realistically that is what we like to do here, is keep those classic cars on the road, but also restoring it, trying to get it back up to some form of standard condition. It's a really nice looking car, and Michael's very critical of his car, his work, and things that need doing, as we all are with our own cars. But actually looking at it, it's absolutely fantastic car. Really nice to see it on the road being driven and out and about. So I must say a massive thanks again to Michael for bringing that car out, for coming to meet me this morning. It really does help having folk along for the ride with this channel, trying to grow it, and especially this series, the Cat Meet series. If it's something you're interested in doing, pop me an email. I'll pop it right here, but also in the description below. If it's something that you want to do, meet up and have a little video about your projects. As I said, today I'm filming 2 videos. So the next one is on an E30 BMW, which I'm going to go and see this afternoon for a few hours, so make sure to watch out for that video. It's going to be coming up in probably 3 or 4 days after you've watched this video. Loads of other stuff on my channel, shows still going on into the autumn, loads of little jobs I do need to get around to doing on Cat as well. To make it easier for you, I'm going to pop here a little button which will allow you to subscribe to the channel. Also, here is a playlist for the Cat Meet series, and here is a show which I went to recently with the Southwest Classic Car Club. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you on a future episode. For now, drive safe.